I think you'd have to be kind of a fool not to expect that this experience isn't going to be really highly effective for advertisers, right? So just on a common sense basis. But as we talked about, we've actually now done some research and understanding mobile video relative, well, mobile to TV, radio, magazines, and specifically pulling out mobile video, mobile audio, mobile display, location, everything. Okay, here's what we know. Mobile video is priced at about half what it should be. So we will see, as the MMA rolls out this research under the umbrella called SMOCs, right, that mobile video pricing will start to move up because demand for mobile video. I mean, listen, you'd be insane. And we're telling marketers specifically, you should go buy long-term in the mobile video. Like, I would buy years of inventory at today's pricing. And I've talked to publishers and media companies who have that inventory, and they're very happy to do that deal.
So what is the wrong with the pricing dynamic, and how is it going to change?
Yeah, listen, it's, you don't have to be sort of an advertising, idiot savant to understand. My background is originally as an economist, right? So you have a supply of inventory like this, you have demand from marketers like that. SMOCs in the MMA is going to move that demand scale up, so we'll move pricing up. The problem has been, though, that delta, right? Is the fact that there's just far more supply than available demand, and so it'll start to move. But pricing's just been really underdone, which is typical. Same thing happened for internet.
So are there issues with like analytics and data, ROI, attribution models? Are those part of it at all? Or?
Sure. I mean, absolutely. I mean, all that's got to be fixed. And in fact, the MMA is launching a big initiative this year around attribution, because you're right, all those KPIs need to be developed. I mean, we want to do everything we can from the big mistake we made for internet was that we let click-through become the defining measure for everything. And yet anybody who has any intelligence about this knows that click-through means absolutely nothing for anything. It's the worst measure we could have come up with. And so in mobile, we're working specifically to understand what are the appropriate KPIs for either a market objective or for different sectors. And we'll figure all that out and come back, and so that marketers are really able to measure the value we get. But still, that's really having perfect information. And business is predicated on having some information, but yet having to make decisions. And really, the data's in from our SMOC studies. Mobile video is incredibly high value. Spend into it. Go after as hard as you can. And by the way, we see the same thing on mobile native. We saw the same kind of dynamic.
So you speak to a lot of marketers, where is mobile spend now, and where should it be going, or what are you telling people? What are you recommending to them?
Yeah, well, it's funny I say about mobile, so much different than when I sort of launched, was a part of sort of the launch of internet advertising and so on. So what's interesting now is that there's nobody who denies, there's no marketer who it would be career suicide for a marketer to say, I don't believe in mobile. Like, nobody's that, but they haven't reallocated. In fact, we estimate that most marketers are around 3% of total budgets, where SMOCs tells them very clearly they need to be at 10 to 15% today. When they get good at mobile, when they start to employ real mobile best practices, that will move to 15 to 20%, and as smartphone penetration moves up, it's 20, 30%. So marketers today should be aiming for 20% of their total budgets, not of digital, but of total budgets in mobile, moving upwards of 30% as they get good. That's where they've got to get to if they're going to remain competitive. And we're out telling every marketer in the world about SMOCs, that's the data that we have now, this $2 million already 2-year study that we've been doing with, we work with Walmart, Coca-Cola, AT&T, and MasterCard. I mean, these are big brands. They take very seriously what they come out with and what they sort of see in their insights and what they're going after. So they now know other marketers are being told.
Hey, Greg, so we're getting ready to go to Cannes pretty soon.
Yep.
It's just about a month away. Yeah. So tell us sort of how you see Cannes as a moment in time for the industry, for the mobile world, if you will, and what you hope to have in terms of conversations at the festival.
Sure. Well, we've had a long-standing relationship with the Cannes Lions people. In fact, we have all of their mobile submissions for the awards and are able to process those and turn those into content for our membership and somewhat beyond. And we have a similar relationship there. But it's just a great place to kind of check in and see how powerful this new channel has become for communicating to consumers from a creative perspective. Like I said, I've got the data now with SMOCs, but Cannes is where you look and get really excited about it. So I couldn't be more excited to be back there again.